My name is James Cope. I'm with Rupco Green Jobs, Green, New York, and today I want to talk to you about the Assisted Home Performance with Energy Star application. This is a 3-page application, sections A through G, and it is to be completed by either a homeowner or a renter. And the purpose of it is to apply for the subsidy of up to $5,000 per project on a single-family home. If you happen to have a home that's 2 to 4 residential units, that would qualify as well, and it could get you a discount of up to $10,000. You must have, the applicant must have an income that's less than 80% of the state median income, and the home energy assessment form that we've also provided to you has a guide on the back to get the exact details on that. If you happen to be 60% or less of the state median income, again, it's referred to on that same guideline, you would qualify for free services under the Empower New York program. So let's begin with section A. This is the installation project, installation address of the property that's going to have the energy upgrade. And as you can see, you'll fill out your street address, the unit number if it happens to have more than one unit, city, state, zip address. The line just below that shows you whether you're a single-family home or a two-family home. You can check and uncheck those boxes. This is an interactive PDF document. And 3- and 4-family home, respectively. Note at the end we do have an option for mobile homes. The next items that are checked in this section, whether you're owner-occupied or rental, and who pays the electricity, owner or tenant, and whether the heat is paid by the owner or tenant. And finally, and very importantly, the number of people in the household that are living there full-time. Section B is applicant information. This is actually the person that's doing the application. Again, you would do Mr., Miss, Mrs., and last name, first name, and middle initial. The second line covers phone numbers. If you do have 2 phone numbers, it's very good to provide them because you're not always in your home or office. And a full email address. It's important to write clearly the email address because it's probably the primary way that we and NYSERDA will be communicating with you. And lastly, the mailing address. This is if it's different than the actual property address. Many people have a box, a P.O. box number, so that's where you would put that. Then we're going to move on to section C. This section is often not completed because it's completed only if the property owner is different than the applicant. So again, it's very simple, name, address, first name, middle initial, and the address, city, state, zip, and the phone number and email address. Again, writing clearly is very important for these sections so that we can contact you. Section D, you can see that it doesn't take much time to complete these initial sections. Section D is for energy supplier information. This is where you list all of the utilities that you are using at your property. You'll notice the first one is for the electric utility name, and then the account number and the name on the account. Please make sure that you do the full name on the account, and that would be the same full name that you would have on your application for the assessment, and so NYSERDA's database would have a consistent use of your name throughout. If you have any appliances that use oil, propane, or natural gas, you would list it on this next line. Even if you have just a temporary heating unit or something like that, anything that uses these, please fill that section out. And if you happen to indicate that you are using kind of buying on demand to get the best price, you would check that box, because that means that you're not a regular, you're not just with one supplier at all times for these sections. You also do need to supply, and we'll go over this a little bit later on in the application, your most recent utility invoices so that they can confirm that this information is correct. Next, we're going to talk about section E, project information. Here you just check whether you are currently with Empower or a weatherization program, And if you are have already selected a contractor, it's not necessary to have a contractor. At this point, many people do by the time they get to this stage. And also very important to the right here is the listing of RUPCO as the constituency-based organization. That will mean that we will be able to access you on NYSERDA's database, and that we can help you throughout the process, even after you're with your contractor. And we also help you a great deal with these financial applications, so that's really important to fill out. We're going to move on to section F, which is the income documentation. Note that you are eligible if you have received HEAP or food stamps, any of these public assistance programs or supplementary security income. They can impact whether or not you qualify for the low income services of Empower or not, and so they'll want to know that when they are reviewing your form. The next section here, under last name, first name, you're looking at listing everybody in your house, hold, and their ages. Note that sometimes folks forget to fill out that if they're students, if their children are students or not. Check that column, make sure everything is complete, and that yes or no for each individual, because when you provide your income information, that information often is has to match. When you get to detailing your exact income for the application, there's two things you want to look at. Has your income in the current fiscal year in which you're doing this application, is it different than the prior years? The easy way to do this is to provide select option 1 and to provide the first 2 pages of your federal income tax return. You don't need to provide all the supplemental forms. Keeps it very simple. But note that they do have a request here that you black out your social security numbers, routing number, and account numbers and PINs. They want to have these documents as account specific as possible for your security. If your income, as I said, has changed from the prior year, you would opt for option 2. In doing option 2, and down below this listing, it gives an example of the different forms that you can use. You will use this to explain income that's different from the prior year. Again, you would list the source of the income, the name of the recipient, whether it's you or your partner in your home, and if the various items have monthly projections or year-to-date projections or data on them, you will want to annualize them, so that in the end, when you add and put a total figure down on the bottom, it will be a total annual income projection, which is what is needed. Again, so you've done that and you showed your income, and you can use this as a reference below here, where you provide the following documentation for each source listed. These are the examples of what would be used to show your income. You notice on the details here, sometimes they want 2 pay stubs, sometimes they want 3 consecutive rent checks. So make sure that you look at the detail of that and provide the backup for the application. If you don't do these things, what's going to happen is they're going to go into review, and then you'll be delayed because the information will not be complete. All right? And then we're going to move into the final section, which is the consent and signatures. Obviously, you're signing your full name, the same as it matches on the initial application that you made, and the date. These need to be handwritten signatures. They cannot be computer font. If they're computer font, they're rejected, and we have to go back and get that from you, and you have to resubmit everything. So make sure that it's a handwritten signature, and then you can complete that and submit the form. Though there's an address here for Energy Finance Solutions in Madison, Wisconsin, when you're working with the RUPCO Green Jobs Green New York team, you will be sending it back to us to review. You can send it through the mail, you can send it through, you can scan it and email it to us at greenjobsgreenNewYork@rupco.org. That's the initials, Green Jobs Green New York. and you can always call us at 845-331-2140. Our generic extension is 260. My name, James Cope's extension is 261. But if you have any additional questions, feel free to give us a call at any time. And thank you very much for your attention, and we appreciate it.